Welcome to ChiroSecure's Empowering Women in Chiropractic, the Facebook Live show for successful women by successful women, proving once again women make it happen. Join us each week as we bring you the best in business growth, practice management, social media marketing, networking, leadership, and lots more. If it's about women in practice and business, you'll hear it here. Now join today's host, Dr. Nicole Lindsey, as she talks overhead, debt, and creating other sources of income. And now, here's Dr. Nicole.
Hello, welcome to today's show, Empowering Women in Chiropractic. I'm your host, Dr. Nicole Lindsey of Dominate ChiroMarketing, where I teach chiropractors to connect, build relationships, and market to MDs. If you want to know more about how to market to MDs, you can check out dominatechiromarketing.com or post some questions in the comment section here, and I'll be happy to help you any way I can. First order of business, I would like to thank our sponsor, ChiroSecure, for putting this show on, bringing us great information, great shows, and other chiropractors so that we can continue to build our businesses and they can help us with our malpractice needs. So make sure you give them some love, some likes, help them so that they may continue to help us. Today's show, I have a special guest with me here today, and I'm so excited. Dr. Pam Jarboe. She's a chiropractor. She's a speaker, an international speaker. In fact, she just took the stage at Chiro Sushi in Vegas and did an excellent job. She offers a service, which she calls practice midwifery, through her company Chiro Bloom, and she is a dear friend of mine. Welcome, Dr. Pam.
Thank you so much, Nicole. It's so great to be here, especially to be interviewed by you. Such an honor.
Awesome. Well, I think we make a good team when we come together. So this should be a good show, right?
I agree. Absolutely.
So today's topic is creating your brand and marketing with heart.
Yes.
So let's talk about the word brand. There's such a buzz around this word, isn't there?
Absolutely. Yes, I know. I was just watching a comedian this morning, or it wasn't a comedian. It was the guy who did some wacky, crazy dance. I can't remember the name of it, but it was like a huge rage. And he's like, "Oh, I'm rebranding myself, and I'm rebranding myself to be calm and quiet and introverted." And next thing you know, he was up there doing the Psy guy. I can't remember, but anyway, even he's rebranding.
It's important. I mean, I really didn't know about this word until the past couple of years. I never really thought about it. I just took on whatever evolved in my practice, what I think I should be doing, right? I think that's
absolutely. Right. We're like little puppets. Somebody told me, so I did it.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So what most people don't know is that, everybody's attention span is so short. So part of branding is being able to capture people's attention.
Absolutely.
In
right.
quick amount of time. So how do you suggest marketing with heart?
Well, it's great that you mentioned the attention span because Sally Hogshead of Fascinate, I heard her talk about how like decades ago we had a 20-minute attention span. And now, we have the attention span of a goldfish. So you have about 20 seconds to keep people. So we've already lost most of the people that came onto this. So now it's just you and me. And Alan. Yeah, but he's doing something else. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, I think one of the important things that we have to think about is that it is a different conversation. Like a long time ago, the Fortune 500 companies, most of them don't exist anymore. because what worked then doesn't necessarily always work now. I think there are certain principles of any business that are tried and true. Be decent, treat people well, pay attention to your customers' needs. Those things will never go away. Matter of fact, if anything, they're becoming a bigger demand now. But people intuitively are finding us. They look for certain things on an intuitive level to understand who you are. And so the more you know who you are when you go out to do whatever you're doing and can communicate it through every branch and everything that reaches out from your business, the easier it will be for you to draw people towards you.
I think that's key. That's just gold right there. You have to figure out who you are and figure out a way to bring that out in your marketing. So is
Absolutely.
that what you mean by market with heart?
Well, a little bit, you and I have talked a bit about this. What I think is important for anyone who's listening to understand is that when we say market, I know for me, what I used to think was I need to go out there and do some stuff, right? Like marketing meant going out there and getting your lasso and roping people in. And I'm kind of making jokes about it, but we had to find a way to get people to come to find out about our amazing product. So marketing meant doing stuff to reach people. So marketing meant doing a screening, doing a talk, having an event in your office, doing an internal promotion. All that was quote unquote marketing. But what I think is an element for us to really be aware of in chiropractic that we're missing is messaging. And so it's messaging that I'm calling branding. Your messaging is what you say and who you are and who you're speaking to. It's a very complex series of things that you put together thoughtfully so that when you go out into the world to go do stuff and get stuff done, it's really consistent and it's really targeted and it makes it much less effortful to reach the people that you want. And a lot of times you're pre-qualifying them, right? They already know about who you are because you've done such a good job of messaging. Really, when you think about it, the messaging of chiropractic as a global brand, like, what is chiropractic, is a little confused right now,
Absolutely.
and like I was asking from the stage, what do you think? What do people say about chiropractic? They say a lot of things that are confused. We're not creating the message. The message is being created in the field and it's not always clear and clean and people don't always understand it, but we could do a better job at creating it, at least in our own little franchises. So
Absolutely.
I can say one other piece about that is we've been in our community for 14 years and I just know we've changed the idea of what chiropractic means in our little small area. You can do that. You can have an influence on your little franchise and the ripple waves that you have around your office.
Yeah, I know. And I couldn't agree more with you. This is such a big, big topic. I was just talking to another colleague about this just a minute before we got on here. And I teach chiropractors how to build relationships with MDs. And one of the reasons why I do that is to help build the credibility of our profession because of the fact that our credibility is not where it should be.
Right.
And this, I think, is something that, even
Huge.
Tucker Mack,
Mm-hmm.
he talked about
Mm-hmm.
Chirosushi and how he
Absolutely.
Googled
Mm-hmm.
chiropractic and what came up, it was terrible. One of the first things that came up was our chiropractor's quacks or something like that.
Yeah.
The word chiropractic, when I associate it in Google, is derogatory.
Yes.
The credit, our brand as a profession,
Right.
is not good. So
And there's no one protecting our brand. So really, we could bury that in a Google search, but it's the person who is creating that information has more energy and clarity about what chiropractic is than we do as a huge profession. That one person has more clarity and unilaterally is creating a message for chiropractic. And I've been talking about this for years. If you Google #chiropractic, it's very confusing what shows up. We're not creating the message. And in the time when people can Google and get their information, it's so important. But not a lot of individual chiropractors can do anything about that. What they can do is be aware of the fact that that exists and then know that they're starting like at a -10 or a -20 as far as awareness because they have negative awareness. So they have to really do everything in that, marketing and new patient division to overcome the negative trust that people have. So, that's something if people go to chirobloom.com, there's a free series about building trust because I've been talking about this for several years. And I'll put the link below in the comments, but people can receive this free series because I feel like it's so important that at least our individual franchises, each of our own offices, at least understands that concept and can overcome it. It's huge.
Yeah, it is. And I know that what stops a lot of people from marketing is feeling like they're pestering,
Yeah, yeah. Like, I
So
don't want to be a salesperson. I don't want to be
yeah,
sleazy. I don't want
right.
to be icky and smarmy.
Yeah.
Right. And so one of my videos that I was teaching was like, let's get unsmarmy. Let's do it. Like, cause well, my point is like, okay, so you don't want to be that. So that means that you don't do anything because that's defense, right? You're just running away,
So
you
how do you
know?
create that? How would you create, become a welcomed guest
Right,
in your marketing?
exactly. Instead of, I have a phrase that I say, don't be an unwanted pest, be a welcome guest. Okay. So an unwanted pest would mean like you make flyers and plaster the cars in the parking lot, of your town. Like that's just wrong. Don't do that, people.
Yeah.
So that's an unwelcome guest. But there's other ways we could be unwelcome guests, phone solicitation, spam emailing. There's a lot of ways to be an unwelcome guest. And those things work in a way because you might get a percentage. So I've taken a lot of marketing courses. I haven't like developed a degree, but I have so many hours in on this. And what they talk about in those kind of marketing tactics is percentages. You'll get a percentage back from your efforts. And so you just focus on the percentage. But what they're not talking about is the percentage of people that you lose. And I think with a negative brand, we have to really pay attention to that. So when we're doing these smarmy tactics, we're actually creating a negative brand with a lot of other people. So some people will open up and be all gung ho. They'll do great in their town in the beginning because they're doing kind of sleazy, smarmy things. And then it just dies down. And they'll say, like, all this stuff was working and then it wasn't. You were able to get what you got, but then all the people that you turned off don't want to be around you. So I really liked what Tom Bilyeu was saying. Go for the referral. Don't go for the close.
Yes.
Because when we go for the close, we're shutting a lot of people away. So we
Okay.
have to figure out how to allow people to choose us when they want to choose us, not when we want them to.
Yes.
There's this really fine line. It's like walking a tightrope between being firm but not being controlling. And I think it comes with unattachment. Look, I really want this for you. It's serious, it's important, and also you have an important choice to make. It's not my choice to make for you, and you're not wrong if you choose something different. This is about choices. So anyway, the way that you become a welcome guest, it takes thinking. So when I teach my Marketing with Heart program, it takes thinking. I have all these worksheets and steps that people can do to create a messaging that really brings people towards. It's much more of a magnetic thing. And you might see it in action in some of the stuff that I've done. And we've talked a little bit about it, but it's really about allowing people to know that you're here and that you're smart, you're credible, you're safe, and you're also really, really trustworthy and kind and giving. We have to overcome the negative brand that we have, and it takes thoughtfulness to do so.
Yeah, definitely. I know I teach my clients as well that you need to give to get. So don't
Absolutely.
go into every marketing talk with an MD thinking I need to score new patients out of this.
Right.
You go in instead with I'm here to educate this medical doctor about what we do.
Hmm.
I'm going to give him knowledge, let him know how I can help him with his patients or her, and see what happens from there, not
Right.
I'm going to close with this MD. Yeah. So, uh,
I mention you a lot. I just want to speak about what you're saying because I believe like if we really look at marketing, there are three types. There's free marketing, paid marketing, and partnered marketing. So free marketing would be all the stuff like the blogs, the Facebook lives, the podcasts, the articles, anything you're doing that is pre-qualifying your customer in order to educate them about the importance of chiropractic. But free marketing is slow, right? And it takes time to get people to get to know you. But once they get to know you, they're already in. They walk in ready to choose you because they've been watching you all along. And you see that. And then there's paid marketing, which is the Google ads and the Facebook ads, and they're quick but hard to keep usually. They're looking to solve a problem quickly.
and ride the wave while you can. It's cheap right now. Do it.
Right. Right, exactly. Ride that Facebook wave. But then there's partnered marketing, and that's really a lot of what you're teaching is like the most important partner because if an MD says you should go to Dr. Nicole, that person is pre-qualified, going to pay, listen to you because trust has just been transferred over to you. And it's because we have such a negative trust quotient, that's part of what I teach. If you can build trust through partners, it's amazing. And partners come in many forms, but I think like yours is one of the most important. I really applaud you for the work that you're doing.
Thank you. Yeah, I think that I agree. It takes multiple streams of marketing to
Yeah.
set up a very successful business, and marketing, yeah, from the heart is where it all needs to begin. And I love what you're
Yeah.
doing. So
Yeah, I say marketing from the heart, but if you look at like Ben and Jerry's, Tom's shoes, like companies that bring value and create value and make the customer feel like they're a part of it. It doesn't have to be this like you're not walking around and licking everyone's face and hugging them. It's marketing with heart. It's just about being really smart and creating a feel and a tone that people know intuitively right away about who you are.
I don't know though, JP Sears. I think that maybe licking someone in the face might be a good idea, though. It might catch
I
someone.
tried. I tried a couple times.
And I'm surprised your cat didn't show up. Yeah, he could or she
I
could.
think she's outside, actually. I tried to secure that. I thought, like, this, I better not let her jump on screen. So we wrestle a lot before I go live. I have to negotiate
Right. For those of you that know Pam, her cat usually shows up on her videos. So
all the time.
Okay. Well, any last closing things you want people to know about branding, marketing with heart,
Well,
creating a brand?
I'd love to make an offer, and I'll include the link below. But if anyone wants to learn more about how to build a brand, we're having summer brand camp. And so I'll create an invitation and put it in the comments below. If anyone is interested to learn more about it, I'd love to teach. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here with me today, Dr. Pam. You are awesome. You're a rock star, and I so appreciate you and all that you're doing for our profession, how you're helping chiros. So keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you so much. It's my honor. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Don't forget to tune in next week as we have Dr. Randy Ross, and she will be the host of Empowering Women in Chiropractic. Thanks for watching us today.
Join us each week as we bring you the best in business growth, practice management, social media marketing, networking, leadership, and lots more. If it's about women in practice and business, you'll hear it here. We hope you enjoyed this week's Facebook Live event. Please like us on Facebook, comment, and share. We look forward to seeing all of you next week for another episode of Empowering Women in Chiropractic. Now, go ahead and hit the share button and tell your friends and colleagues about the show. Thank you for watching. Have a beautiful day. This has been a ChiroSecure production.